we had a facility in place to build the first phase of a hotel for Firelight Grand Casino. And the architect is currently, we're close to having a finished set of plans for that project. First phase was 204 room suites. They were going to be upscale rooms in a 5-story wing on the southwest corner of Firelight Grand Casino. That project will proceed entirely based on what happens to credit markets. We borrowed the original money for Firelight Grand Casino. We borrowed about 70% of the construction costs, which was in excess of $100 million for Firelight Grand Casino. And we agreed to pay that back in a very short period of time because the tribe had never taken on that kind of debt before. We've had some debt, but we've always paid it off early, and we always maintain a very, very strong ratio where our earnings are far in excess of our debt rather than our debt being a multiple of our earnings. We're not under any particular pressure other than competitive pressure. Our competition is building a hotel at Riverwind, south of Norman on I-35. They're building a hotel now. And the 5 or 6 mega casinos in the state, the very large casinos in the state, 4 of them have hotel plans or have the hotel in place or are building. So we're one of those 4. So we're going to have to, from a competitive standpoint, build a hotel. It's just it really needs to be on terms that we'd like to see. If there is a downturn in the economy and people have less disposable income or unemployment rate goes up, then we have to modify our plans accordingly. Right now, it's a very difficult environment to plan in because we don't really know where the economy is going to go. As far as gaming goes, I think gaming in its developmental arc is probably near the top, or within the next 5 years, Indian gaming in general will peak. I think that's a function of technology. When all television sets go digital here in just a few months, what will happen is the availability of gaming content over the television. And when you can play a slot machine with your channel selector from your Barcalounger, then the gaming side of it, the whole business of that involvement with watching reels turn on a video screen, that'll certainly be diminished. The entertainment value of going to a casino with food and that atmosphere, it's kind of like the difference between watching a television movie and watching the movies, going to the movies. It's a different entertainment experience, even though it may be the same picture. It'd be the same way with gaming, and those gaming operations that have a pleasant environment and other amenities to offer are going to win out over those that do not. And so tribes that intend to have gaming over the long run need to turn those into full first-class entertainment venues where people can go and watch a show and eat dinner and maybe do a little gaming. But they need to get the same value, entertainment value, out of an evening at the casino they do at an evening going out to dinner and going to the movies. Basically, if you have a $50 evening or a $75 evening, you should be entertained for 3 to 4 hours and be able to go home. That should happen at a casino, and it should be able to happen if you go for dinner and the movie. It'd be nice to have a seat at the table. I mean, just notice would be nice. I mean, we're actually, even though we're the largest employers in town, we had a $389.8 million financial impact on the community in 2007. We have a $48 million 2008 payroll. We just passed a 2009 operating budget of $214,845,000, which, when compared with the operating budgets of the other communities and the other businesses here, is very, very large. I think the largest. We're not involved in. I mean, we're not invited to sit down and talk about. I've never been invited to a rail meeting. The conversations about the new water resources that would be coming from the same direction as the Atoka system. We've never been invited to that. I mean, we're one of the largest economic forces in the community, and we're not. I don't know whether we're being overlooked or excluded. One of the two. I mean, there's a lot of opportunity that could be done with the tribe. We have 9,000 tribal members in what you would call the service area of the tribe. There are 5,000 tribal members that are basically from Shawnee. That's 20% of the population of the town are card-carrying Shawnees. And if you take who those people are married to, a big segment of the community is directly either married to or a tribal member. Probably 20% or more of the community are tribal members. So what's good for the Potawatomi tribe is good for Shawnee. What's good for Shawnee is good for the Potawatomi tribe. And we have for mutuality there, commonality there. There is too little consideration given on economic development to the power of the tribes. The tribes don't just bring dollars to the deal; they bring some capabilities of financing infrastructure development that the rest of the communities don't have, and there's a huge opportunity has been missed over many years in not working with Indian tribes. Look at Ada and the relationship they have with Chickasaw Nation. Benefits that Ardmore have had in working with the Chickasaw Nation. Durant in their efforts in working with the Choctaw Nation. Been a tremendous benefit. That hasn't happened in Shawnee. The constitutional revision of the tribe, more than anything else, our progress has been tied to our change in our governmental structure that gave us some balance of powers within our government, and did away with the old Thomas Rogers Oklahoma Indian Welfare Act constitutions that had continued to plague some tribes, that plagued Oklahoma tribes for years. It was an unstable government that was unable to progress. And when we went to 4-year terms and staggered terms of office, and we made the entire population of the tribe the council that could vote on electing their officials, and issues that apply to the whole tribe that weren't delegated to the legislative body are done by referendum, and people can vote in person or by absentee ballot. And having a separately elected judiciary, independent judiciary. Any government that doesn't have laws and the willingness to enforce those laws isn't a government. And once we were able to establish a independent court and a set of statutes and codes and the ability to enforce them, and we began to look like a government and act like a government, then that was our progress. And that's what I'm most proud of.